What's up, guys? How are you guys doing this weekend or this week? Sorry, I'm not posting that much this week. Got a little bit sick and traveling to New York and to some people in person. Today, I'm going to talk about a place that happened this week, and there's not much going on. And there's a couple of things you need to be careful when you are trading, or you're trading in long term, or you are still studying. There's a couple bad habits that people make most of the time, especially on when trading is kind of boring, there's not much action going on, and people are getting into random places that they're not supposed to get in, and people are chasing weakness and chasing strength on different tickers without playing on different patterns. So today I'm going to talk about YECO and INPX. So let's get started. So YECO, it was consolidating for a couple of days now after that massive bounce short, and the price kind of neutralized in the 5 to 6 area. So in those couple of days, it's trading really thin volume, and people are trading it. They're treating this 570 as a support, so they're keep dip buying it. And since there's a lot of resistance up ahead, so the price range is not moving that much. So when the stock is slowly trending up, which means it starts to slow grind, it is really difficult to short into any kind of spike, especially on a micro flow. When you're shorting into a micro flow, since you don't have that much risk reward, it is really difficult, and it's not even worth it to short into some little spike like this. I think went from 7 to 8, and dropped from 850 to 7, but most of the time it fell of its own spike. But what happens if the stock breaks 10 and you start performing the nonsense, because flow rotations can cause the irrational stock to spike? Then what happens if you break the resistance? Then a lot of people are going to freak out, or it's going to cause short squeezes. So the first thing is to kind of know when you are using a pattern and ask yourself, is the ticker worth enough for the risk reward? If it doesn't, don't even touch it. Is the ticker meets your criteria? Is it spike over 50 or 70% at least to bounce short, gap up short? If the spike is not too much, if it's only 20%, it's not even worth it to have that reward compared to the risk. And the risk that we're judging is the stock is a micro float and the price is neutralized really close to the spike level. So that is why people, when they are not seeing plays for a couple of days, they're getting bored and they want the profit, because they think the market will consistently give you profit no matter what kind of play. But it is wrong. So all you need to do on trading is to filter out the bad trades and only do the good trades, because that kind of habits will help you grow in the long term. If you are trading in the place that you're not supposed to be trading, trading with really thin volume, that stock is only 100K on a day. Once you get those bad habits, it's really hard to get rid of them. And also, don't trade all those bad trades. Will help you, especially boost your confidence in trading, and help you grow consistently and to be more cautious with the risk level. Since you boost a lot more confidence, you're afraid of losing, so you will be more cautious about all those mistakes that you make in those single tickers. And that's why I want to talk about YECO. This ticker is pretty much dead. I'll probably think a decent swing positions, risking $10 level, but I would like to the ticker spike much closer to 10, then I have a tighter risk to swing. But anyways, I don't think YECO is worth it enough to short and to swing it in the long run, because it's not worth the borrow fees. INPX. So on reverse split stocks, a lot of people like to chase because they think, okay, the stock is over 20,000%, but it's actually not. The stock just did a reverse split. That flow divided by whatever amount the reverse split is, and the stock price will basically time how many times does the reverse split that did on the stock. So if it's 1 to 200, then the stock price will basically times 200, and the flow will divide by 200. that typically a lot of people are new to this industry. You don't know what reverse split is, and they see the ticker pop on their scanner. So why not they think, okay, the stock is already up 2,000%, 20,000%, and it has a high possibility to spike another 10, 20, 30%. But all those spikes are going to fail because they are really long heavy, and there's a tons of resistance. Or if the stock likes to do a reverse split, and they're likely to have warrants in it, and basically company are selling warrants into those spikes, that will cause a failed spike that drops 50% of its own high. That is exactly what happened on IMPX. So a lot of people think of they missing the play, they want to short it, and they're chasing into weakness, into really thin volume. So pay close to attention. The stock is only trading 20,000, 40,000 shares. So if you're chasing it, you're basically affecting the stock because the stock doesn't have a lot of liquidity. If you're trapped, it's going to be a pain to get out of the stock because you're basically affecting the stock again. And you'll basically, if you're covered, you will push the stock even more. And if you're selling, there's not enough bid for you to sell into. So basically, you're going to end up in a really bad execution, especially when you're chasing in all those reverse splits. First, they don't have enough volume. Second, there's a tons of resistance ahead. So even though if you go short or long, it's not going to be a good odds end of the day. So when the stock does a reverse split, I typically don't touch it until they have massive amount of volume, something like at least 4 million shares a day. This stock only traded 800K volume throughout the entire day, so that's a no touch for me. And basically, that's what I want to explain for reverse splits. And when price start neutralize, it's really difficult to short into really close range because the support is there. And we all know about micro flow stock. The stock flow is under 1 million, which will be extremely difficult to short into when there's not enough risk reward. So hopefully this lesson helps, and I will try to catch on my video lessons. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video lessons, and leave a comment below, click the like button. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great weekend.